Hey, fifth graders, happy Thursday. Let's go ahead and get started on our lesson for today. Remember, everywhere that you can see my mouse going, that's where you would click for this lesson. So if you're still learning the technology, I'm modeling that here for you. It says it's Thursday. You know what that means. Go ahead and share what you're grateful for in the comments. I can't wait to see what you guys share. All right, today's due now. Which meal from Chef are you missing the most? I want you to use sensory details to describe this meal. So I want you to talk about taste, touch, smell, all 5 of those sensory details in describing this meal that you're missing the most from Chef. I think the one I'm missing the most is either the chicken Caesar salad wraps or the one that grown-ups love and the kids don't like quite as much as we do, which is the sweet potato and black bean burritos. Oh my gosh, they're so good. Go ahead and pause the video and complete the do now. Press play when you're ready for vocab. All right, if you are listening to my beautiful voice again, that means you finished your do now. I can't wait to see what you guys are missing. I also miss those egg sandwiches that we have sometimes, when Chef makes us breakfast for lunch. Let's open up our vocabulary workbooks. And what we're going to start by doing today is reviewing the answers to yesterday's classwork, which was page 137, which is the page that you guys are so good at. You make it look so easy. Let's start with number 1. Bryn, what's the answer to number 1? C, good. Number 2, Kendall, what's the answer? B, good. Number 3, Lakira. B, very good. Number 4, Samaj. A, very good. Number 5, Yasir. D, correct. Number 6, Ilanti. C, nice work. How about number 7? Anila, do you have number 7? Right, it's D, good job. Jamil, what's number 8? B. How about number 9? Who's got number 9? Tainif, what's number 9? C, excellent work. Mason, number 10 is A, good. Mulani, number 11 is D, excellent. And who has number 12? Our last one for today. Talea, what is it? It's A, good work. You guys are now going to do page 138. If you're like, I don't get it, remember, the top half of the page is the learning, the bottom half of the page is the practice. So you have to read the top half to be able to succeed in the bottom half. Go ahead and work on page 138. When you're done, shade that section green and press play for us to read. We only have 4 pages we're reading today. All right. If you are listening to my voice, that means you are ready for chapter 18, which is a super, super short chapter. And so I'm excited for us to read that together. Please go ahead and join me on page 350. And if you're wondering if I'm wearing a really cool sweatshirt with Michael Jordan crying into a shoe on the front of it, I am, because I'm the coolest 5th grade teacher ever. Right, Andrew? That's right. Thank you. Page 350. I'm not going, Ernie repeated over and over again, his voice muffled by the face mask. He, Jeannie, and Tess tramped down the hill. Jeannie really didn't see what the big deal was and really wanted Ernie to come with him to check the trap, to do something that really mattered. But he knew Ernie well enough to know that once he got this mad, it was best to just wait until it passed. Saying something could mean a karate chop. But Ernie wouldn't chop Tess. Okay, Ernie, we get it. You're not going, she said, which was interesting because that made Ernie stop saying it. Just shut him down. It was like she had performed some sort of Southern reverse psychology that Jeannie had never witnessed before. He would have to remember that for the next time that he and Ernie got into it. Better yet, when he and Ma got into it. As they reached the base of the hill, Jeannie noticed that the front door of Tess's house was open. Tess, Jeannie said, your mother is doing something. Her mother was heaving a huge armload of clothes out the front door and onto the porch. What now? Tess moaned, crossing the road, hopping over a ditch, and running into the house. Ma, she called, Ma, what are you doing? Tess's mother dashed in and out of the house, each time returning with another armful of clothes, grunting and sweating as she tossed each bunch into a growing pile. Tessie, baby, I'm so glad you're here. Ever since I drove you over to that market today, I've been itching. I think it might be some ticks or fleas or something. I don't know, but I know it was in my clothes, so I want you to take all of this stuff and check it closely. See if you see anything. See if I see what? Tess said, climbing the steps warily. I don't know. Itchy things. Tess's mother disappeared back inside, Tess trailing her. Jeannie and Ernie waited at the edge of the porch, uneasy. Should they stay? Go? Jeannie decided stay and sat down. Ernie, for once, played repeat. A few minutes later, Tess was back, her arms cradling at least 15 pairs of shoes. She dropped them between Jeannie and Ernie. Then she went back for more. When she returned, she dropped a load more dresses. So much for being healed, Tess griped. Griped is a more fancy vocab word for complained. Remember, baby steps, Jeannie said. You want us to help? Ernie offered. Help what? Help pretend there's something wrong with her clothes? Ernie was stuck. If you want. Tess's frustration slowly turned into a quivering laugh. She shook her head like she couldn't even believe this one. I'll be right back. There's only a few things left, and then we'll pretend to check for bugs or something. Jeannie looked at the garments next to him. Southern church lady clothes. The fancy blue silk, the patterns of polka dots, stripes, and weird designs. Flappy collars and mismatched cuffs. And buttons, so many buttons. Triangles and squares and circles, yellow and green, and wait. This is the last of it. Tess dropped 5 or 6 dresses into the pile. Then she noticed Jeannie with a jacket held up not 6 inches from his face. What are you looking at? Jeannie glanced up. Oh my, all over his face. This button! He turned the jacket around. It was all satiny and super dressy, and it looked like it cost a lot. But there were only 3 buttons on it. But those buttons were plastic, shiny silver, with a black trim. Guys, who knows what's happening inside of Jeannie's mind right now? Yes, what is it? I think that he thinks it looks like the car wheel too. Okay, let's see. What about it? Tess asked. Ernie looked as confused as Tess sounded. It's the wheel to the truck. Shiny silver like the trim. Black trim like the tire. What? From Tess. Ernie leaned over. It is! It's so close! He cried out. The button looked identical like the wheel on the red truck. Not identical, but very similar. He filled in Tess, who listened with a city boys look on her face. Then, as if it were no big deal, she grabbed the jacket, put the button in her mouth, and used her teeth to nibble through the thread. Grinning, she spit the button out, wiped it on her shirt, and dropped it into Jeannie's hand. All yours. Really? She was giving it to him just like that? She won't even notice it's gone, Tess laughed. Plus, this makes us even for the whole hypercognac thing. Joking, man. Joking. Hypochondriac. He didn't check the trap. And for once, Jeannie didn't mind, because at least he had the button. So that night, while Ernie complained himself to sleep, Jeannie found glue, white glue, in the top drawer of the dresser. He applied one single drop to the button and then pressed the gluey button to the axle. He sat on his bed and held it there for what seemed like hours. Finally, he gingerly released his grip, and the wheel stayed put. Hallelujah! He had finally solved one big problem. The truck was fixed. He wanted to run outside and scream to the moon, to the stars. The truck was fixed. Instead, he lay in a bed and dozed off with a grin. Now, the only thing left hanging over his head was Operation Bird Nap. That is the whole chapter for today. So you guys had tons of extra time to answer the comprehension question right here, and then to do your writing activity right here. And don't forget to click turn in or to submit that work. Please remember, on Monday, the 11th of May, two big things. One, vocab exam. Two, we are going to have a community circle on Zoom at 2 o'clock. And what I'll do is I'll send that out to you in Jupiter, but I want you guys to start texting each other and start sending each other messages saying, hey, I can't wait to see you in the community circle. And my goal is for us to have 100% of our class together in the community circle. If anybody has Sage's contact information and they'd like to invite her, you can give her the Zoom link too, and Sage can come and spend that special time with us connecting. All right, I love you guys. I can't wait to see you in the community circle. Have a great rest of your Thursday. Bye.